The country is called Yorkcaster, I think.
Yorkcaster.
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat. Yes, Yorkcaster.
Can't say I've heard of it, but
in my time in the South, do I know anything about that country, DM?
No, yeah, like in this with this level of technology, every country is pretty foreign to each other unless you've been there previously. So I'd say, yeah, most likely don't know anything about it.
It's on the continent of Weltarun. It's a little bit to the southeast of Sword Coast, I believe.
I lived outside of the 10 towns for a little bit, but I don't know. That doesn't ring a bell with me, I'm sorry.
It's not part of the Sword Coast, it's a whole other continent.
So you've traveled quite far then. What brings you to this frozen wasteland that we call home?
I'm doing a bit of research, and just being a general tourist, to be honest. I started in the southern areas of the Sword Coast and have just been making my way up, and I'm actively looking for some magical items.
Well, Mo kind of like just takes a small glance at himself. There's definitely some to find up here.
Yes, I've heard from a very reliable source that the Sword Coast is the place to go if you are seeking certain items.
People do have, or at least those in the past, do have a tendency of losing them, so they do pop up quite often, it seems.
I've heard that too.
But, welcome, I suppose. We've recently parted ways with our wizard, not permanently, they're around, but...
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, no,
He's still alive.
He's fine. Retirement, I suppose, is...
Emotionally, he's dead, but he's alive.
He was never really there emotionally, but, yeah, he's around doing what I suppose most wizards do, finding a really big castle or tower and starting research in the grander expanse.
Just nods, but doesn't respond to that. Well, I wish them good luck in their studies and their endeavors.
Probably best not to do that. His goals are destructive in nature.
We're hoping his time in isolation might do him some good.
Forgive me for asking this, but was your former companion of any significant talent?
I would say so.
Yeah, he was incredible.
I've met a fair few wizards and those of arcane nature in my time. This place doesn't really compare to some of the ones I've met, but given the limited nature of where we are, he was quite accomplished.
And what did you say his name again was?
G.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
Just gonna tackle at that and got this.
Guy, how silly his name was.
And Mr. Wiz, what race was he?
He was
just
a gnome.
Pulling my book out, writing this down. A gnome?
Is a gnome. I believe he still is a gnome.
And he's gone on a secluded retreat somewhere in the X.
Kind of the south of the north, though.
Retreat south of the north. That is perfect. Jot that down in my book.
We might take you to go and meet him at some point if you'd like. I think our name is also on the deed to the tower.
Oh, I made sure of it. I still actually hold the deed.
Tower.
I might see if I can file a copy with that with the town, actually, while we're here. Mo looks around for the receptionist again. Well, I suppose would you like to join us at the tavern?
Yes, let's go get a drink.
For some food, preferably. But
I'm not a social drinker. I don't really drink very much.
Oh, excellent! Someone sober to talk to.
Taylor looks incredulous.
Mo looks ecstatic.
What does that mean? Do
We
you mean,
also
you don't
don't
like
have
to talk to people while you're drinking? Is that what it means?
Ayla, I believe it just means that she doesn't like to drink in excess like you and Rayon.
Drink in excess? I haven't died yet. I'm fine.
You've come close a few times.
Look, I don't know what you're all referring to. I'm going to go to the tavern. I'm going to find Rayon. We're going to get hilariously drunk. You two can eat food.
Well, I suppose that would give us some time to get acquainted then. He says, looking at Chris.
Very well. I will just give me a moment. Give a slight whistle. A little dog comes running over. This is my familiar. I hope you don't have a problem with pets.
Oh, absolutely not. Would you like to
Absolutely
meet all of our dogs?
There's
You have dogs too?
So many dogs. And wait, do we have Axbeaks? We do that.
Yes,
One, yeah.
and this is also I've got a griffin around my shoulders, a baby griffin. This is empty.
Yes, it's not a scarf.
He's asleep. They sleep a lot, I've been told, when they're babies.
Fascinating. I've never seen a griffin up this close before. Well, just once, but it was trying to kill me.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't come. It didn't come to that for us either.
I'm glad I didn't die from it either as well. It would have been terribly inconvenient.
Death does seem to be quite inconvenient. You're all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, my little puppy here is named Fenrir. I guess. Well, we look forward to working with you, and I suppose I will be in your capable hands when it comes to guiding and finding these items that I require and seek. So, where to first? The tavern? Which is there? I'm not familiar with
We've been traveling for a little bit. Some small rest could do us some good, and R&R for the others. Tavern sounds like a good first choice.
Understandable. That will give me time to call home.
Call?
Oh yes, I promised my family while I was away I would contact them at least once a day. One of them once a day. My mother gets terribly worried and frantic over me, always worrying if I'm eating enough, if I'm staying warm. My father keeps telling me not to talk to strange men, but that's a little tricky in this day and age. Everybody is so strange, and well, I'm lucky to get more than 2 words out of my brother.
You have a large family then?
No, just the 4 of us.
Large to some.
Just them. But, I did promise them I'd call them, so I'll use magic to send them a message at least once a day.
You should do that. You should definitely do that.
Contact with those you care about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I might
So, are we...
cast a message of my own. I'll invite Alexi to join us for a drink.
Lexi? It's not just the 2 of you?
Well, there's a third one of us, Rayon. Alexi is, from what I've been able to piece together, an ex-lover? Marse's looking at Ayla.
Give you a look.
Right. Special friend.
Chris just goes bright red and I goes, oh, I see.
Sorry, I'll correct myself. She's a special friend.
Well, what you do in the... I know what lovers and special friends are. I'm not that dense.
Oh, no, she's not No. She's married with children. She has many children and a husband and a house, and it's fine. I'll just. I
Mo's
thought you
gonna
were in
like
town. I might.
lean. Mo like leans a bit closer to Chris. That's why I said ex-lover.
Chris is just going to turn to look at you, Ayla. You are capable of sending magical messages?
I am, yes. I could do magic. Priestly magic. I'm a priestess of Talos, the Stormlord.
See. Writes that down in his book.
Well, while we're bragging, I can do magic too, Mo kind of says. Although not as quite as advanced. He just kind of scratches his head.
Oh?
Limited magic, but it's come in handy.
Well,
Only,
all magic.
one offer here and there to get it, but otherwise all good.
Gee. Got that down in the book too.
You write a lot.
I do. I'm a researcher by nature, a scholar, so I have to take notes of everything.
Do you research things or people?
Or both.
A bit of both. Mainly, my specialty involves creating new magic or adapting existing spells to new situations and altering their effects ever so slightly. Not too much, but it can cause problems. And I do like to keep notes on people I meet. You never know if you're going to meet good friends. Or others.
Mo gives a very knowing nod at that. I can't fault you for that.
Oh, thank you. You're playing tonight? Yeah, just not.
Alright, yeah, Mo's gonna start walking towards the tavern. He will stop by like the little receptionist area and see if he can get a copy drawn up of the deed he wrote, just to kind of see if he can continue to solidify its legitimacy, even though it's probably not really legit.
Yeah.
Do you need a copy? Do you need a copy of that? I can make you a copy.
It's not so much a copy. I would just like a copy stored in the town hall, I suppose, for record's sake.
That's fair.
Because if I lose this one, this is the only real copy that we have of the deed, and I would
Would you like me to make a copy of the copy that you make? It shouldn't take me too long.
Not a terrible idea.
The receptionist is happy to do that. It's part of our daily
Have
duties.
photocopies been invented yet, or is it just a back room filled with guys meticulously?
No, she's the only one working right now, so she's gonna do it herself by hand.
This lady hates us. I'm pretty sure she's the one that hates us.
Probably. I don't think we've ever done anything nice for her.
While you're doing that, I will cast Sending to Alexi.
Sure. What do you send?
Hello, Alexi. Going to the tavern. I'm in town. Drink, dinner, catch up, friendly. Oh shit. I'm heading this invite.
Mark just shakes his head at you.
Yeah, in reply you get, I'll see you there.
Yellow squeals and then realizes that there's people around and just says, no one fucking heard anything just then. If you say anything, I will... Let's just go to the tavern.
Speaking of taverns, we maybe should do the journey up to Lonely Wood while we're here to check in on CR and all of that.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
Chris, we're small business owners, by the way. We have a tavern.
That's a good source of income.
Yeah, it hasn't been terrible. We've been trying to hire more reputable staff. Apparently hiring kobolds and undead isn't the most profitable thing. hey, no one's died yet, and we've got money, so yeah, I guess it's profitable.
Always good. Well, I know next to nothing about owning a business and running a business. So if it's anything, like managing apprentice wizards, you have to be patient, firm, and know what you're doing.
It's not dissimilar to that, actually. A lot of it is like inventory and budgeting and cost expenditure and taxes. Oh god, the taxes.
Oh, is that what you do all night? I thought you were just
Someone
down.
has to do it, because Rayon I don't think can read, and I don't really think you have an interest apart from the money. G used to help me with it.
I could assist you with it. I'm rather good with numbers.
That could be appreciated. Perhaps we'll take you up there before we endeavour out of the towns again. Speaking of which, have we got a plan for where we're going next? I mean,
I thought we were going to the tavern.
no, I mean like after R&R and all that. He's kind of like looking at Ayla, like.
Well, there's that big thing that we do need to start looking into. We want to help this town recover and flourish and not go back to the old ways.
But do we know how we're going to do that yet? Like, I guess there's a few. We'll talk about the tavern.
We'll talk about the tavern. Agreed.
We head to the tavern, DM.
Yeah.
Hey, what are your races? I don't think I got that.
Sorry, Mo is a goblin, about 3.5 foot tall. He wears in the picture it's white, but he actually wears a like silken, almost spiderweb like cloak that's jet black. Slung over his shoulder is a very alien looking thing, as well as another one tucked on his side. Bald head except for a mohawk strip that's actually shaved quite small. He's got a little bit of regrowth coming on each side, and one of his ears has 3 piercings. And he also wears a gold ring with a dark black crystal in the center of it.
I'm just going to eye off those magic items.
He's also wearing some very weird magical looking goggles.
Oh.
And Ayla is a 5 foot tall human woman. Well, if you asked her, she said she is human, and she fully believes that, but it may not be the case. She's got ash white hair that kind of falls to her shoulders, grey eyes, and a very athletic build. She's wearing a somewhat freshly made fur cloak, all white. She's got on, what armor am I on now? Scale mail? Yeah, scale mail armor. Isn't dressed for the cold as much as you would expect someone to be, but doesn't look bothered by it. She has around her neck a necklace. There is a crystal-shaped lightning bolt, as well as a amulet that is magical. And what's the other magic item I have? And she's also got an amulet of the Stormlord, so just a lot of amulets hanging off of this one necklace.
Alright, Chris will just eye off those items as well.
I narrow my eyes if I see you looking at my items, but I won't say anything.
Mo, on the other hand, is very much dressed for the cold. It's got big boots on, mittens, all of that.
Yeah. You head to the tavern. The biggest or most famous tavern and inn here is probably the North Look. It is near the North Gate, and a lot of mercenaries frequent it. It's famous because right in the middle of the room, there's Almighty. Almighty is a knucklehead trout that has been stuffed and sings to anyone that gets within 5 feet of it.
I immediately go up and examine the trout.
Yeah, when you
I'm
go up to the
curious!
trout, it sings this song. Hopefully it plays.
There's a place I like to go, further up this glow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow.
I can't actually hear that very well.
Oh, okay. I'll just put the YouTube link in the Discord chat.
It's amazing.
And look around. Is there a bartender, tavern owner, that type of thing?
Yeah, the bartender, his name is, or the inn proprietor / bartender is called Scamscrax. He's human, and yeah, he welcomes anyone that comes in.
Excuse me. That singing fish over there. What is it? Why is it there?
Oh, when I was setting up the inn, some fishermen, they came in and they were looking to sell it, and I don't blame them. Considering, they were looking to cook it actually, but I offered to buy it from them. I couldn't get rid of such a beauty. So I offered them enough gold. I took it from them and I had it stuffed, and had it put up on the wall here.
And how does it sing? Is it a enchantment or just very clever engineering?
Oh, that wasn't me. Some wizard, he came by, quite a few years ago. I forgot when, but decided to play a prank and put that song in it. Now I can't stop it.
Oh, fascinating. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Find the others and writing all that down in my little book. Hmm.
Do we find Rayon?
Yeah. Rayon will be there. But obviously, Simon's not here yet, so yeah, Rayon will be there. You will also see Alexi has joined, or probably would come in not soon after you guys.
Oh shit, as soon as I see her, I cast Prestidigitation and make myself look better. Oh shit, get all the crumbs off me.
Yeah, she waves as soon as she sees all of you, and yeah, she says, I'm glad you're all safe.
Hello.
Hi. I don't think we've met.
I'm Crystal, but you can call me Chris. Everyone does.
Hi, Chris. I'm Alexi.
Lovely to meet you.
Alexi and I grew up together here in Bryn Shander.
Oh, you're old friends. How wonderful.
She nods. Yes. I've been here all my life. I guess Ayla's sort of returned, thankfully.
Good to be here.
Well, if I've just recently been accepted into this group, if I have any trouble and questions about the general region, could I trouble you for answers or for some general information about the creatures that live in this area?
She says, I suppose. I mean, I'm not an adventurer like everyone here. I'd probably only be able to name the creatures I'd see on the road when I'm venturing, between towns and whatnot.
Any information, no matter how small it is, is good information.
She nods. Wise advice.
Yeah.
Mo will go about buying food for everyone and drinks for Rayon and Ayla and Alexi. Before kind of sitting down, he'll sit down next to Chris. And so, you said that you've practiced changing magic? Is that what you said before?
Yes.
What did you mean by that? Like, I've heard some sorcerers have like the limited capacity to kind of modify things, but never wizards.
Well, I'm an exceptionally talented wizard.
Do tell.
How can I put this? You know what? It's probably better for a demonstration. Are you familiar with the rudimentary spell Ice Knife?
I've seen it in practice.
Well, the spell works simply by conjuring a singular ice spike and tossing it at someone. I, however, can use that spell, but can weave the magics instead of it being ice. It could be any other element. So I could throw a spear of fire, which would effectively have the exact same effects as an ice knife spell, but it would be a different element. Excellent coverage for monsters who are resistant to ice.
I can see that.
Damage would be the same.
Damage or not, the practical is quite useful, especially up here where most things have adapted to cold. I'm assuming spells that deal in such elemental damage wouldn't be as effective. So it's quite interesting. I look forward to seeing that in practice.
It's also not the base elements, the fire, ice, thunder, lightning elements that I can change it to. I can change it to any kind of damage type. I could conjure a magical sword, and if I was fighting a heavily armored creature or someone heavily armored and a sword, you'd be unable to pierce the armor, but I could change the sword to deal damage that of blunt and brute force as well. So it is not just elemental damage, it is physical damage as well.
What about psychic?
Oh yes, absolutely. No damage type is off limits for me.
And you do this all through knitting needles, through weaving?
Well, it's more of I changed the foundations of the spell itself, just ever so slightly. And it does take complex mathematical equations to do, but once you get the hang of it, it's quite easy. I just just cast a spell that I know, and just alter it to whatever I need.
Huh. Ayla's eyes just glaze over. Yeah. I'm intelligence.
Mo, despite his not great intelligence, seems to be picking up what you're putting down. He spent some time talking to G about magic, so...
It's honestly easier to show you in practice or a demonstration.
Well...
Yes, let's go and fight someone. Now you're talking my language.
Ayla,
Yes?
You should know now, magic is not great for general sparring.
You haven't been in a sparring match with me then, Mo.
Mo quickly checks his bag. I got potions of healing if you want, go for it.
I can heal you when I kill you.
I wasn't the one sparring here. I'm here just to observe.
No, we shouldn't. Don't worry, Chris. There will be plenty of opportunities to show off your incredible skills and your knitting
Oh, that's a
needles.
pity. I was hoping I could show you personally.
Feel free. Just not tonight.
uh,
Tonight,
I wouldn't
Lexi and
I
I
wouldn't mind a
are.
sparring match with you.
Come find me tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow morning is going to be interesting.
That's fair.
What, say, couple of days in town before we head out again? Give you a chance to do all your sparring and catching up, and Rayon looks over at Rayon to maybe help replenish their supply of alcohol.
And then we head to Lonelywood.
I was maybe thinking of heading up there in those 3 days. Just checking things out.
We should all go. I miss the old tavern.
Yeah.
What if we put on a sparring match at the tavern as a way to bring people in for the night?
They could place bets on who would win, and we'd get a portion of the money. That would be interesting.
Chris, this is why you've joined the party. You're an ideas person, Chris.
If we can not use fire, I would prefer not to run the risk of burning down the tavern. Absolutely, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh, I can absolutely avoid fire magic.
Good for. I'm glad about that, because that was the one downfall of our previous wizard. He liked his fire.
On that note, what level of spells was your previous wizard capable of casting? Highest level.
Mo just gives you a blank stare. Spells have levels.
Oh yes, they have tier. I suppose so, in a way. Well, you can't have just any person who has just discovered magic casting fireballs. After all, have to be at least a third tier wizard to do that. Third class wizard is labeled in my homeland.
Makes sense. I'm not sure if I could tell. I would be able to tell you. Sorry, I'm not entirely sure.
That's understandable. Did he ever create any large, big balls of fire that caused massive?
Many.
explosions?
Yeah. all the time.
He mostly brought down the dragon with those. So Rayon finished it off.
Really?
Um,
Interesting.
yeah.
Writes that down in his book, in her book.
Unless they've moved it in the past month or so, I'm pretty sure its remains are still outside the city's walls.
I think I might have a look at that.
I think
So-
we cleaned it up, or
Did we? I wasn't sure.
because it's made of shard. Then we're like, we
Yeah.
don't want anyone else to get their hands on this.
Where did we take it to?
I feel like
What
we took
is
it to
Shardolin?
the place where G is.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, would I know what Shardolin is?
It is something specific to this region. I would say, yeah, you wouldn't, unless you've been here for a while, maybe. But no, I don't think you would know anything about it.
Probably only been in the area maybe 4 or 5 days, and that's just getting it into town.
Yeah.
You said what, Shardolin? Probably not something to mess with from what we've been able to tell. It's kind of like a dark, blackish crystal substance. I think and Mo just kind of for a moment just goes and disappears. And you see this ring just fall onto the table.
I just keep drinking, like no looking surprised or anything.
Chris is just going to stare at the space, look at the ring, stare at the space, then reach over and pick up the ring and study it.
You would be able to see a tiny study inside the gem. You see Mo like digging around in a drawer.
What is this?
He does it from time to
Mo
time. He
just
gets
kind of
used to
looks
it.
up and just like holds a finger, just like wait a moment. But you can't hear what he
Chris
says.
is ignoring that, puts it on the table, and starts casting Identify on the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works, right?
Yeah, there's no reason it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the technical terminology for this thing? There you go. A genie's vessel. You would know that basically this is it's a genie's vessel. An object imbued with the power of a genie that I am currently able to pop in and out of once per day.
Hmm.
So, after a moment, Mo will back out, and he'll hold this tiny little shard of black crystal. He's got gloves on when handling it, though.
I see. Fascinating. What? Can I look at that?
Sure. Do you have gloves?
No.
You can have mine. I take
Oh,
off the
thank
gloves
you.
that I wear. I don't really need them anyway.
And he'll hand.
Does this ring have an actual genie inside of it, or is it just?
Not really. Long story with that one. I know a genie, kind of. Yeah.
You never really told this story, Mo.
I mean, I gave you little bits of information on it. It was when you and I had that heart-to-heart card in the Val.
I remember it, but I remember it being a very short conversation.
I think there's not really much to tell. When I was kind of under the effects of the Psi Crystal, I spent a lot of time kind of retreating into my mind, and I was able to, I guess because I was so shut off, open myself up to other things. And that allowed me to make contact with them. And, well, I suppose we entered into sort of a mutually beneficial agreement.
Mutually beneficial agreement. That sounds kind of like a pact, almost.
I mean, if you want to put labels on it, yes. But would you not say that that has been beneficial?
Certainly has. We all benefit from it.
Chris is writing all this down, by the way.
But I'm just saying, if you want to understand real power, come and
I
find
don't
me
want to
next time
join
I
a
pray.
religion.
Come on. What is wrong with the Stormlord? He is...
Because you know, or at least I don't believe your gods have that much of an influence where I'm from. You know this.
That's fine. That's fine. But seriously, if you want real power, come and find me.
I've seen real power, and I don't wish to blow up dwarves. Especially when they may maybe possibly be related to our friend.
Yeah, that was the
Anyway,
in the past, I blew up 5 dwarves, and we found out last session that they were probably connected to someone's backstory.
Blew up 5
No.
dwarves for no reason.
No,
there
that
was
wasn't
a
a reason.
reason. They were hunting a whale, and the whale is friendly. In fact, you probably get to meet them. Is that where we? Is that where we're going to do to get to the thing? Is that the way we agreed we're going to go? I don't know if we thought of any other ways to go.
No, I think so. We're going to go and find Ungajuk again.
Yeah, you'd like Ungajuk. Ungajuk?
Well, I'm honestly up for anything. As I said, I am in your capable hands for wherever we wind up going.
Well, I'm a pretty open book, unlike some. If there's anything you want to ask about the region, or I mean, we've amassed a collection of our own. I'm happy to talk about any of the stuff that we've got.
There is one thing. As I mentioned, I am in the market. I am keeping my eye out for specific magical items. I've actually located one here in town. It is for sale, and I was wondering how would one go about getting funds very quickly for purchasing said items.
What's the item? Where is it?
How much funds are you looking at getting?
Ooh. Chris pulls out like this little coin pouch, gives it a shake. Ooh, probably 300, maybe 400 gold.
Okay.
Look, British Santa, if you want this item, we'll get it for you.
Ayla, we're employed now. We are employed now. What's the item?
The item is, it's a cloak of protection. I think I saw it on sale for here in town for about 500 gold pieces. Though I could be mistaken. It was through a busy street.
What street? Do you know the name of the store?
DM, is there a magic item store that sells a cloak of protection in town?
Yeah, let's say there is. You know,
It is called the plot development, the plot armor store.
Yeah, the plot armor store.
DM, do I know the plot armor store?
Yeah, you do. Alexei would also say, "Oh, yeah, I trade with them sometimes with my store."
I love the plot armor store.
Oh, perfect. So you wouldn't mind if they were to go out of business?
When you need it. Also known as the store of convenience.
Or a convenience store, if you will. More kind of... Look, you seem capable. And you sound like you know what you're talking about. If you're going to be traveling with us, then I see this as a possible investment. And
We're not
Mo
going to put you out of coin.
kind of like grabs his coin pouch, shifts through it, and will hand you the 300 gold.
Oh, are you sure?
I will nod.
Yeah, as you're handing or going through your coin pouch and handing it over, coincidentally at the same time, 4 people who look very serene and well rested. One of the all of them you would recognize as you met them before, but the one leading them is Toll Shelley.
Oh,
Shelly!
Shelly!
Yeah.
Anyone in town you don't know?
Was Shelley from this town, or is she from another town?
She's from a
originally?
different
town. She goes, "Oh, hi guys." Like she's like, really. She looks really well rested. She goes, "Oh, I was looking for you.
You
You're
were?
looking well.
Yes. You remember how we hired you to get rid of that ringing that was happening in all our ears?" And all the people behind her nod.
That's where I know you from. Yeah, it stopped now, right?
Yeah. And we've had the best sleep that we've ever had. And yeah, we've collected our money, and here's the reward. And
Shelly.
she hands over a pouch that has 250 gold in it.
Fuck yeah. What's that divided by 4? Sorry, I'm stupid in real life. I don't know how to do math.
My character's intelligence score is the same as mine.
I think mine's probably
This
less
always
than
happens.
Ayla's.
If the random people just come up to you to give you money.
When you're in our line of work, of course.
She's not random. There was a thing plaguing a lot of the people's minds of the town, and a psychic message of sorts. And well, Shelley, admittedly, a long time ago, asked us to look into it, and we took care of it. Mo says as he counts out 62 gold and 5 silver each.
62 and
5 silver.
I'll keep my silver.
You'll keep it, or
No, you'll keep it.
I'll.
Silver is chump change.
Mo kind of like looks at the 4th bag for a second, kind of like looking for G for a moment. I suppose if you're going to be adventuring us, then you should get a cut.
I didn't actually help with this one. So if you want to keep it for yourself,
How
this
about you
time
hold
round,
on to it for G, and then if we see G again, you can give it to him. And if we don't see him, you can
Alright.
keep it.
All right, that's going to be spent right away. Okay.
And so then that's 62 point. Sorry, let's go 300 minus 62.5. So you still need 230, which Mo will give you. 237.5, which Mo will give you.
Oh, I've got the 500 now. I've got over 500 now.
Oh, excellent. Then
Now-
I don't need to give you anything.
About this,
Actually, DM, I might have spoke too soon. How much does a cloak of protection cost at the plot convenience store?
Not sure. I have to look it up. 1 second.
about this spending money for this thing. Look, between you and me, this town fucking sucks. If you want something, I am more than happy to help you get it.
Double checking my alignment.
Ayla, come on. I mean, we've been hired by the town. We don't want to be caught stealing from them because currently we have a constant source of income from them.
This town has stolen everything from me. They're not going to miss one item.
Mo kind of like pointedly, very obviously shoves his hand and points at Alexi.
That's another thing that they have. Anyway, Lexi, you wouldn't mind if we stole one thing from a competitor, would you?
I'm not gonna stop you, but
That wasn't a no.
Wasn't a yes either.
I'm sure I could, talk to them if you wanted to do it legitimately. Probably negotiate a little bit.
Would they be willing to lower the cost of an item if I purchase a second item of great value? Or a bulk discount?
Oh, I guess it depends what they're selling. Things are tough here. I would imagine like that cloak is probably one of their top costing items.
Guess I'll just... that's fair. Understandable. I also had my eye on a beautiful golden gilded skull that was for sale. Or it may not have been for sale. It may have just been sitting in the window.
Perhaps.
Do they also sell armor at this store?
Yeah. They're all, well, there's sort of like a whole marketplace. So if there's no armor in that store, you could easily find it in the stores next door.
Perhaps we should just go there and just ask.
Yeah, do you think... would they still be open at this hour?
Yeah, it's not too late.
What time is it?
It's Thursday. It's late night shopping.
Sometime
It's
in the
midday.
evening.
Yes, just drink early.
I'd say most people have like are eating dinner right now, so around dinner time.
We can go tomorrow. That's all right.
Yeah, let's go tomorrow.
All right, wonderful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get something to eat. I am hungry. And if
Oh,
I
no.
don't have a hearty meal, my mother will scold me again.
Paul, Shelley, do you want to join us for dinner, drinks?
Yeah, it's all Shelly says. She looks around to the other relaxed people. She goes, "Yeah, might as well," and it'll just take a seat around you. But yeah,
I'll buy everyone around. I'll get water for the water people, and I'll get ale for the ale people. I'll get a keg for Rayon if he's still drinking or if he's passed out.
sure, yeah. And at this point, with the amount of wealth you've accumulated, you don't really need to worry about paying for this stuff. It's like insignificant to how much you have.
The quote-unquote
I'll take off
background
all the
costs.
silver in my purse, just so I
What
can
do you
keep it at a
mean?
clean amount.
You mean you don't hang on to your Electrum in case you go black market, where that's the only thing?
I don't have any Electrum.
I have 13.
What is Electrum? I've never had Electrum before.
Electrum is like kind of the midway between silver and gold.
Ah.
It's-
The currency in outer planes and in certain
Yeah.
planes. I think Barovia uses it.
In all my campaigns, Electrum is the sole thing used in black markets.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, it's like if you're in America and a $2 like a $2 bill exists, but no one uses it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have drinks, you have food. The night is merry. I think at one point during dinner, Alexi will sort of like go up. Well, you're saying next to each other probably. We'll go up to Ayla and say, Ayla.
Simon!
Oh, Simon.
Hello. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Oh, good.
The public holiday. I've completely forgot. I thought it was still Sunday.
It's
we thought you were dead.
We thought you died.
Oh my god.
I'm messaging Claire in the background going, "Have you heard from?"
Oh, I am such a duck. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
It's